Dear Moojiji, a few months ago, I had a peak experience of being one soul with the rest of the universe. This experience I found very frightening, and I've since tried to block it out. However, now I'm finding it increasingly difficult to believe in my ego or separate sense of self. I understand my body is still here, and I feel the love from witnessing, but I really don't feel like I am here. It seems that my voice is echoey, coming from nowhere, and all just like a dream. I am very close. I don't know if it means closed. I'm very close, he says. But I feel afraid to completely let go and put the control into the hands of an unseen force. I feel like I will just cease to exist. Or I feel like it's a trap to make me blind so that someone else can direct the path of my actions. What is your take on this? Olivia Dunkley, you're writing like that. So a few months ago I had a peak experience of being one soul with the rest of the universe. So it must be some in harmony. And this experience I found very frightening, and I've since tried to block it out. Something you claim the position of your mind, this kind of psychological identity that seems to generate all this fear, the fear of being swallowed up into some kind of black hole or something, This is how it is portrayed in the mind, However, now I'm finding it increasingly difficult to believe in my ego or a separate sense of self. This is already, something has happened, and grace is already opening up its flower inside, you see. So the intensity of belief in the ego's reality, this is diminishing, you see. Not with any sadhana at all, not any active sadhana. By the grace of the self, somehow the ego sense feels already drifting or floating away, or the sense of a separate self. I understand my body is still here. No? I understand, or I perceive. My body is still here, and I feel the love from witnessing. So in the witnessing, that the evidence of that witnessing is the body is here, no? But also awareness of the witnessing is more strong than the identity with the body. And that produces somehow a fragrance of love is coming from that. It emits a fragrance of love, you see. But I don't really feel like I am here. Like I'm here. It seems that my voice is echoey, coming from nowhere, and all just like a dream. So these are consistent sensations inside this unassociated beingness. It's coming like that. Where the body is there, but there's a sense of emptiness with the body, you see. I think I told one time when I had one dream, no? Because I was asked, they were making one film, they were making one book about Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, and I was approached to say, would I say something about it? So I thought, oh my God, how am I going to write something now? So I asked to Zenji and I think Papaji to maybe interview me, because I can more respond from interview than just me. And we talked, but after something was missing, I don't know. But that night I went to bed and I had a dream. In the dream, I'm sitting down like this, and we are a few like this sitting all together, very intimately. And somebody was behind me, you see, sitting, and their leg was coming out like this from behind, which sometimes happened, maybe like that. So I found myself sitting and talking like this. I don't know if I was talking or we were just sitting together, but they grabbed the foot, The foot is here. And then I'm massaging the foot, that's happened. And we're talking like this and massaging the foot. And then at some point I looked at this foot and I said, but wait, this foot feels like there's nobody in it. not cold, it's warm, it's there, you know. But this foot feels, what an idea, no? It feels like there's nobody in this. So I turn around to look, whose foot is this? Where is it attached to up there? And behind me, it was Srila Sagadatta Maharaj. And he had this funny look, like this massage. So I'm a bit reminded of it when you say like this, you see. I'm very close, but I feel afraid to completely let go and to put the control in the hands of an unseen force, you see. All forces are unseen. You see, the source of them, where they're emanating, they're just like the wind, you see. You say you feel the wind, but you don't know where it's coming from, where it's going. You know, you cannot even see it; only its effect you see. So I don't know why I'm speaking using references to Jesus so much today, but again, it was one time. I remember he was in his day quite a controversial figure for many people, because he would challenge the spiritual authority of his own time. You know? He felt that there was a lot of hypocrisy and inconsistency in their teaching, and it was shrouded in a lot of arrogance and so on. So many did not like him for that reason. But amongst them there was one priest, I think his name was Nicodemus, no? And he secretly had an admiration for Jesus because he spoke, you see. It's very often you find that there will always be people in the apparent opposite team who have an admiration for this one, for the ones who oppose them, you see. He has a respect, you know, but this one has a strength, you know, to speak out against things, you see. He himself did not have the courage to do that. So he asked for a one-to-one with Jesus, you know. But he asked, can we meet in the night? You see, this kind of coward, you see. Can we meet in the night? Because I cannot afford for people to see you with me. You know? So they met somewhere in the night, and Jesus was talking to him, and he said, a man must be born again. Now, Nicodemus is a priest, you know, in the temple. You know? But he heard those words literally. He says, born again? You mean a man must re-enter the womb of his mother? No? I said, my God. And Jesus says, Nicodemus, what are you talking about? No? I don't mean like that. I mean, like, my God. He said, not like that. He said, flesh gives birth to flesh. And spirit gives birth to spirit. Huh? He says, feel the wind. You don't know where it's coming from or where it's going. It is the same with anyone who's born of the Spirit, you see. They are what? Unpredictable. You know? Unpredictable mean that not that they move intuitively. Intuition and not restless. They move by this unseen power. So they will not tell you tomorrow, yes, let's schedule for this. No, it's on the unseen power. Depend on what the unseen power will do. I can't tell you, oh yes, you're looking at 8 o'clock, I will do this. Do you know in another half a minute what your thought will be? Nobody knows this thing. He was simply pointing out something that was obvious, but obviously missed by people all the time, because we still live in this idea that we think we know what we're doing and where we're going and who we are even. Things like this. I feel afraid to completely let go and to put control into the hands of an unseen force. I feel like I will cease to exist. Yes, the I that you are not will cease to exist. The I that you are can never not exist. But you have to find this out, and not merely accept it as a philosophical or theological truth. It has to be born. It has to get baptized in your heart. It has to blossom and bloom in your heart. Become your own experience. He says, or I feel like it is a trap to make me blind so that someone else can direct the path of my action. Well, then you're using your mind too much now. A little bit too much mind there. Something has to change. Something changes in the spiritual chemistry of your being. Your mind is not functioning in the same way. It recognizes another authority now, you see. Some energy is still in it from the past, but a greater power is present also that can witness more. And this capacity to observe without identifying is coming more and more into the play. And you cannot avoid it, you cannot be unaware of it, because it's awareness itself. And so you are acutely recognizing, and there's a tremendous joy present, you see, when we witness without this reflex of identifying with something. So observing is the birth of real understanding and real discernment, that you see that the ephemeralness of the world. Then it starts to creep in little by little bit. My thoughts are not stable, emotions are not stable. You see, the senses are not stable. You see, and that which interpret the senses also not stable. You see, something witnesses all of these. You see, and it's like the inquiry is developing and maturing inside by itself. It's coming more and more like that. You see, not that you have to go out and fetch anything. You see, you put a seed in the ground and water it, and as soon as it pushes the first sign of a root, it's already acting on its own. Some power is moving in it. The plant is not doing anything. You see, it germinates. You see, and it's already moving like it wants to touch the sun. It wants to reach the sun. This impulse is inside every living being. As soon as somehow you're touched, somehow internally, something is want to reach the sun, wants to reach the sun, it is inside.